When the comments that Bill Watts made very publicly, and they were very racial and very tasteless, made their way back to Ted Turner, Bill Watts got fired. It was critical because, let me back up just a little bit. When I was hired as executive producer, and I think that was about 1993, I was hired in that position because Bill Watts, who had formerly been the executive vice president of WCW, said and did some really stupid things that provided a lot of embarrassment for Turner Broadcasting. He made some very stupid racial comments very publicly, and all of that got back to Ted Turner and to a gentleman by the name of Hank Aaron. And if you don't know who Hank Aaron is in the United States, Hank Aaron is a Major League Baseball legend, and Hank Aaron had an office right down the hall from Ted Turner. So when the comments that Bill Watts made very publicly, and they were very racial and very tasteless, made their way back to Ted Turner, Bill Watts got fired. Ted Turner himself was very embarrassed. The company was embarrassed. And Ted appointed Bill Shaw. I know this is complicated and maybe boring, but I want to give you the background. Bill Shaw was the vice president of human resources at the time. So Ted said to Bill Shaw, Bill, I want you to fire Bill Watts, take over WCW, and we're either going to make this thing work, it's either going to turn a profit, or we're going to pull the plug. That was important because up until that point, the only reason that WCW existed was because Ted Turner really believed in WCW. All of the other senior executives in Turner Broadcasting at that time really wanted to get rid of it. They had tried to talk Ted into getting rid of WCW, but Ted was adamant. He was determined to keep WCW as a part of Turner Broadcasting. But at this point that I'm referring to in 1993, even Ted Turner had had his fill. So the challenge was to turn WCW around as quickly and professionally as possible with the least amount of embarrassment. So Bill Shaw came down to the WCW offices one day and he just basically read us the riot act. Now, Bill was a very nice Southern gentleman, but he made it very clear that WCW was either going to turn around and turn a profit very soon, or Ted was going to pull the plug.